Oh my goodness. So, my neighbors just kind of started doing that, but they don't usually do it for very long. So, actually, I've been getting messages. I've been getting so many messages before this reading. I pretty much diverted for, I don't even really know how much time, but I'm guessing like 30 minutes. Documenting and just following a sign that I think is part of today's reading. The reality of an energy reader. Sometimes as well, I don't know if it's coming in for just for me or the collective. So I don't want to just like jump in and start talking about it because I'm just not sure if it's something I'm meant to be sharing or just meant to be internally processing for a while, you know. So let's get all this happening. So yeah, excuse the background noises. They're having a great time. Actually, the one thing that Spirit is asking me to mention is the music. They were playing a lot of music and there was a lot of busyness, a lot of gardening, a lot of stuff happening outside. So I really feel like your life is picking up in some way. You're coming into a time where your life's in a transition. Yeah, so what I just viewed, what I just went through, was a message for this reading. You're going through a transition in your life. There's something leaving your life. There's something that is dying away in your life. And there's something that you're actually going to come and see the end of. Like you'll really acknowledge it as an ending in your life. It's like you're finally seeing the end. And because you're seeing the end, you're now seeing a new beginning. Because, you know, the end of something really is just the start of something new. So there's definitely been a really strong focus that I've been getting, strong messages that I've been getting about the end starting at the beginning. Or the beginning is just the end of something old, you know. So it's like there's this lighthearted humor in it as well, because that's another message I got before the reading. I feel like there's a lot of humor that's coming back into your life, or there's a lot of humor that you're maybe finding in life. There's like this new humorous perspective you're now able to access with life because you've been working on yourself. And you have sort of seen through a lot of the illusions that exist in the world. You've been able to see through that and really find something that is obviously creating quite a strong and rapid transition that is happening in your life. So, a lot happening. So let's dive in. I've shuffled these. I've picked the decks for today. I've got my little scarab beetle. This little scarab beetle is actually here from Egypt, which... All right, dear ancestors, connect me in with the energies of today, with those energies present watching this video. What do they need to hear, Spirit? Okay. Strength. So we've got the Strength card. We've got the Tower card coming out here together. So these are two major arcana. So there is like a major life kind of lessony things you're learning in life. Okay. This is pointing to the big transition. Okay, so the Tower is all about the universe essentially intervening in your life when an old prevailing philosophy that you live by, maybe It's just a way that your family used to view life or view an aspect of life. Like maybe your family viewed money a certain way, negatively, say, and you really were living life like this. Okay, you lived life with that philosophy, which in turn dictates the limits of your belief, and it also dictates your behavior, your choices, your perspectives. So that is what I feel is crumbling. There's been an old way of thinking that has really ruled your life. Like you have been going round in circles, is what I'm seeing. You have been really stuck with this kind of getting the same results with life, with relationships, with yourself. You were noticing the patterns here, and you've experienced, or you're going to experience, a really big shift in your life. I feel like the shift has happened, or it's happening now. You see, the lightning is like the universe delivering a deep insight. And once you see that insight, you can't go back. That's why there is destruction in the Tower card. There's a lot of breaking down, crumbling down. This Tower phase that's happening in your life, internally, because I really feel this is an internal process. It then washes over into the physical, but it is first an internal process that has to take place, because once you see the truth of something, once you completely see through it, you can't unsee it, because you now are a different person. And that's what I feel. So I really feel like this is how it should be going, because then it's pointing to the Strength card. The Strength card is about taming your kind of basic instincts, or taming your natural kind of behaviors that you easily fall into from this old paradigm that you used to live life by. Okay, you've worked internally with the universe in a co-creative relationship to strengthen your internal reality, your internal world, because it was shaky in the past. The Hierophant, yeah. So the Hierophant here is really pointing to you becoming your own guiding system. The strength that you've gathered from seeing the truth in whatever this situation was in your life. The strength you've gained from seeing through this illusion and allowing destruction to take place in your life, allowing things to fall away, allowing things to break down. It's allowed you to build your internal strength, but because you've let go and released, at least allowed to crumble away from your life, external things like people, places, old behaviors especially, old internal coping mechanisms is what I'm getting. It's like this almost feels like getting a hold of one's sobriety, or working through those old things that you would run to, healing whatever was causing that running or escaping from life. And it's brought you this strength where you can tame yourself. You've got yourself in check. You've got the strength in those moments where strength is required. The Hierophant is really talking about, it's another major arcana. So this is like another huge lesson that you're going through. I feel like there's a lot of lessons perhaps wrapping up, or a lot of lessons that are really hitting you at this time, like lightning perhaps, because there's a lot of higher guidance now that you're able to channel because you've built this internal strength. You can now be the spiritual teacher, the spiritual mentor of your life, because you have taken the time to allow things to fall away, to find your inner strength. Another card, please, Spirit. Oh, those two want to come out. Okay. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. Okay. Okay, so this is also showing progression. 1, 2. You know, this is also showing something quickly coming into existence. The Ace of Wands, all the aces, for starters, are the strongest change cards in the deck because they come after the kings. Or they come after the aces, after the tens. But essentially you go through the court cards and then you can start back in an ace. So because this just documents, or this just symbolizes energy of newness, okay? Because the wands are all about excitement, enthusiasm, magnetism, charm, kind of passion that draws you in. So there's this new passionate energy that is being that is birthing in your life at the moment. You can't physically perhaps see maybe results of it yet, or you can't see the full thing coming together, but the Two of Wands is, the twos are all about germination, which is the process of something coming into existence. So the Two of Wands is here to say there's something is turning, something is transitioning from this kind of crumbling and death phase. And sorry, Spirit is now asking me to talk about the sign that I saw, because it is relevant. The sign that I saw was this little mosquito popped out of nowhere, and I have a very fond relationship with insects. I think they're magical and often fairies and things disguised. So for me, it just felt like a little fairy, and I could tell that it was old. The mosquito was definitely old, and it was in its last moments of life. Intuitively, I could sense that because it was crawling and, you know, looking like it was about to pass. And my natural instinct was to sing to it and soothe it through its transition. And as I was singing to it, the bug actually turned to face me. So and then intuitively, I knew it passed in that moment. I stopped singing to it without me really thinking about doing anything. And that's, in that moment, I realized it had passed. And it really emotionally hit me, the depth of it, that moment, because I felt so connected to it. I felt like it was not just an insect dying, but the passing and transition of a being back into source energy. And it's the most beautiful process. My natural instinct when things pass or die is to cry, but I think I'm trying to also reteach myself that when something dies or fades away, that it's just going back to love, because the universe is just love. We are all just one unity consciousness. We are all just one entity moving as one. So there is no hell, there's nothing horrible waiting for you at the other end of death. So that was, yeah, so there's like a death cycle that's really coming through here. But the death cycle that's happening is it's birthing into something that you will love. The Two of Wands is all about realizing you're in a position where you've got this passionate start to something, and you're ready to take it anywhere and take it globally, but you're also in a phase of trying to decide what you're really wanting to move towards, like what really connects with you. And I feel like this is what's happening. You're letting your natural inspiration within be the thing that directs where you go next. because there is this feeling of relying on this Hierophant, this higher guidance that you're getting. It's like you're relying on your strength because the things that needed to crumble have been crumbling, and it's helped you find your strength, your confidence, your courage, and it's showed you how to be your own guiding light, your own source of higher guidance. You're essentially walking as your higher self, and you've worked for this. You have worked for this. That is what I'm feeling strongly, and there's a lot of pride that's coming through there. There's a lot of like, yes, like, well done. There's a lot of gratitude from ancestors, spirit guides. Okay, I want to get a clarifier to get a little bit more information for the Tower. Please, Spirit. So you were struggling. You were struggling with faith. You had no faith, okay, in the past. You were going about life. You were going about life as a peasant, as a servant. You were going about life thinking that you had to serve all these people around you. You had no faith in yourself, so you didn't demand much for yourself. You had low worth, because with the faithfulness in the reverse, the faithfulness, like a dog, it's like the quality of being faithful. And I mean, dogs are the most faithful creatures to humans, I feel. So well, that's probably like a generalization, actually. But this is what was crumbling in your life. The fact that you had no faith, that you were kind of just aimlessly going about life thinking that you're a little pleb, when in actual fact you're royal, sovereign, you're amazing, you are high worth, high value, you deserve everything and more. Okay? But you couldn't see that in the past. And Spirit put you into this crumbling, breaking down phase of your life because, I mean, your soul essentially signed up for it in this life. You already decided that it was something that you were going to experience. But we forget that in this human realm. So it's all good. It happens. No need to be hateful or harsh. But okay, I don't know why that came out. So I think someone's, that's like a message to be a little bit more lighthearted about the whole process. Someone out there, because you can get, I mean, just being hard on yourself. No one else is actually thinking that way. Literally no one else. No spirit guides, no angels, no God. No one's thinking harshly about you. Only you are. So, stop it. You deserve better. Okay, the Merchant is also in the reverse. For me, the Merchant card is really all about a businessman, a business owner, someone that is making money independently on his own merit, with his own plans, his own schedules, his own ideas. He makes his money his way independently. This came out reverse, so I feel like that's another thing that's crumbling from your life. Is your lack of independence. You thought you had to rely on others to get by. You thought you had to serve people to be valued. Oof. When really you should have just been serving yourself. Is there one more card for that? I feel like there is. Size, but it came out reverse. That's another thing you're getting rid of. Size. This size of heaviness, size of, she's mourning something. She's by the water. Whenever these old school cards can often relate sighs and mourning and depression and sadness with bays of water, because people often, when they feel really lost, they often go to the water. They often just go and collect their thoughts and maybe hand over some old thoughts and things like that. So I feel, because it came out reverse, this is another thing you're breaking down. this mourning kind of always waiting, lost, unsure, like you're floating in a bay and you don't even know where you're going. That lack of direction is another thing that's leaving. Can you see those? Probably not, sorry. Anyway, they're there. I'm going to move to the Strength card. I saw this one. Need another one for that. Oops. Okay, wow. Look at this. Okay, so with the Strength card, I think my camera's about to... This is just... Oh my gosh, just as I looked at that, it was 2202. So maybe you're seeing a lot of 222s at the moment. And this is card position 2. So a lot of 2s. But with the Strength card, it's saying... There's a lot here. It's sort of saying that in that malady often just means like sickness, illness. That is something that you are breaking down. That's something that you really worked through and found your strength. It's like you used to think of yourself as really vulnerable. You used to think of yourself as like really easily hurt, really... I just see a lot of bed days. This could also be depression and sadness as well, because mental health has been such a thing at the moment, and because the Tower brings a mental element to its card, I feel that this is really talking about mentally feeling vulnerable. The Soldier is also symbolic of the Strength card. I mean, this is really saying there has been such a jump. There's a jump but from you feeling vulnerable to you being like, I'm strong. What was I thinking? What was that about? I'm not this. I'm not... The camera just cut out, but I caught it, so we're good. We're going to keep going. This is like you realizing that everything that you were told by those people in your life, parents, whoever was an authority figure in your life, they told you that you were weak. They told you that you had to be careful. They told you to be quiet. They told you to slow down. They told you all your ideas sucked and that you should rethink them. Oh, growing up with narcissist is really coming through here. If you are drawn to my energy, I have dealt with that a lot in my own life. Linkin Park by myself is honestly ringing through my head as a collective kind of message, okay? I feel like there's a lot of us waking up to the narcissism that we've had to endure in our families, because a generation has come through a lot more sensitive and we see things a lot differently. So that's what I feel like the Strength card is all about. You realizing that your perhaps past vulnerabilities are actually where you're really strong, and you're finding your strength in your protection. Something like that is coming through. With falseness in the reverse, I mean, look, this is with the lion. You are now the lion. You're not this little fuzzy, cute, only sits in the background and looks cute, only does what it's told, or it doesn't really. Cats don't really do what they're told, but they stick to themselves. They stay in the background. They stay quiet often, They're usually sleeping. So it's like this little soft, young, naive portion of you is breaking down because you're realizing how strong you actually are. Let's get some for the Hierophant. Okay, so we've got, sorry, I was also just channeling something, but we've got the Despair card here. And the clouds have just covered up the sun, haven't they? So it's a bit dim. So I really feel like this Despair card is actually pretty heavy. It's the guy holding a gun to his head. When we're in those moments of deep despair and agony, that's deep depression. We can't see a way out. We can't see hope anymore. We can't see the light beyond our pain. We get to this. So maybe you have been in a point in your life, and forgive me for the heaviness, but if you're anything like me, you have dealt with suicidal thoughts or suicidal things in the past. Maybe ideation, is that right? Even just thoughts, or perhaps even actions also. You've really been pushed to the limits in your life in the past with this card coming up. And in the reverse, okay, over the Hierophant, it's actually really beautiful because it's saying you're turning all the things that pushed you to this limit of just wanting to exit, just wanting to not enjoy the most amazing thing about life, which is life and joy and fun. You wanted to end it because life felt so tense, so heavy. And I feel for you. I feel it because I get it. I felt it myself, okay? And this is saying you're turning it all around. You're turning the things that kept you feeling heavy and sad, and you're turning them into your own light. You're turning yourself into a guiding light with people that can look up to you and that can inspire. I feel you inspiring a lot of people. I feel you really almost becoming a spiritual teacher, or at least just a guiding light to help others naturally. It just naturally happens with your presence because you've been through so much. You've been to such limits before. You've been to such darkness that you become such a beautiful light for others. It's a heavy burden to carry. Oh my gosh. This card came out again. Okay, so before it came out reversed. And these two came out together. So we've got sorrow and thought, okay? And this is just backing up more of where that despair was coming from. That despair was coming from the sorrows of life and the way that you thought about them. Okay, so it's really saying that the despair was really caused by negative thought, a negative thought action. And sometimes when you get into that negative thought action, it's really hard to turn it around back to positive, because our thoughts and our feelings are all on a spectrum. And if you're pointed negatively, you just keep going negative until you wake up and then see. And it depends. Some people get to really rock bottom, really negative spots, and they crawl out of the pit, back up into the light, back into the higher vibration. So I feel like, because that's coming through, I really feel like you have been someone that has gone down a very negative path, and you've woken up to the fact that that's happened, and you've been working to bring yourself to this position where you're strong again. And it's inviting in this whole new start. I feel a whole new start coming in for you. So let's get a clarifier for the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's a new journey. The journey card came out with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands talks about new beginnings. There's that blower happening. There's a new journey starting. There's a new passionate, something is going to excite you onto this journey. It's like you don't have to work at it. When it's energy like this, when it's the Ace of Wands kind of energy, it's potent, it's like fiery, it's intense, and it's natural for you to flow, because enthusiasm and our passion, when we just let that guide us, it's ease. That is our positive flow. So we've got we've got the Death card, and we've got Gift. So I feel this Death card coming out over this journey is telling me that there is a natural rebirth that's happening. This is connected with the Tower card, which is the crumbling and removal of old things more internally that then have an external flow over. So it's all happening because of a big rebirth in your I wonder if you have Capricorn in your chart, okay? Because Capricorn has just been in a huge cycle for like since 2008 for with the Saturn, I believe. I'm still opening up to astrology, but if you are a Capricorn, you would have definitely felt that in your life. A lot gets ripped away from you. You kind of have to learn who you are again because of these things leaving, but then there's also at the end of it something returns and things are given back. But there's the big process of things being removed from one's life, because the Gift card is really pointing me to the fact that this gift that's coming in is freedom. That's what I really feel, because with the Two of Wands, there is this sense of freedom. There's this sense of, I know what I want to do. I know where I'm going. I know what I know. Freedom is just the certainty that you can go anywhere. It's the belief that you can go anywhere, do anything, be who you want to be. It's internal freedom. That's what I feel like the Two of Wands is really talking about, because that's what you've really been craving. Not money, not abundance. That one wants to come out. Reunion. So we've got reunion in the upside down and haughtiness. So what this is really telling me with this Two of Wands, with this newfound exciting pioneer type energy to go anywhere, what you're finding is reunions with perhaps anyone that you knew before in your life is not, it's not going to fly. I feel like there's also in the collective been a realization of the people that you once knew, the people that you used to spend time with, after you've gone through a big internal transition, like you go through, like this sort of sudden awakening that you go through at the Tower, it's like you can't actually go back to things or you can't go back to people, is what I'm really getting strongly, because there's a reunion with these two people. I feel like where you're going, it needs to be new and it needs to be different and exciting and unique, because you are the peacock. You are this dazzling, vibrant, absolutely stunning creature that dances elegantly through life, you know? That's who you are. Haughtiness is basically just pointing to uniqueness. So there's less focus on maybe other people around you, and there's more of a focus that's coming in that's going to be happening personally on your own uniqueness, because you actually want to find out who you are. You want to know yourself more in depth, more authentically, because if you don't know, I mean, who else is going to know, you know? So let's just see. I haven't really used these cards, but I felt really cold to them today. Loyal heart. I'm going to get two of these and I am going to read them from the book, okay? So, ooh, that one wants to come out. And the Fates. Okay, let's see. I'm so sorry about that background noise. We're just going to pretend it's not happening. Sometimes life's like that. You kind of just have to ignore it sometimes and do your own thing, right? And just pretend things aren't happening so that you can actually get somewhere with something. I don't know why all that's coming out, so that's definitely a message for someone. So the meanings of the loyal heart card, because we've got 2 owls here that make like a love heart. How freaking cute. So this is about fidelity, loyalty, devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove that they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved and always divinely protected and divinely directed. So this really feels like on this journey, you're getting, there's getting rid of these, is getting rid of these old people, getting rid of these outdated things, getting rid of this stuff you've had around you for a long time perhaps, and you're making space so that the real ones, the soul tribe, the loyal ones that won't ever turn their back on you, because it's that genuine deep love. It's not possessive, it's not you're mine or you're my best friend, you have to think the same way that I do, it's that loyal relationship where there's mutual respect. There's mutual respect because you both see each other's divinity. You see your own sovereignty, which allows you to see it in another. So I feel like there's a whole new soul tribe coming in because you've really spent time creating this space for this new life to emerge. You're now being rewarded with the loyal hearts that you've always deserved, but first you had to cut out the ones that didn't treat you the right way, the ones that didn't treat you with the respect that you deserve. You had to first remove them to send a message to the universe that says, you know what, I do value myself better than what they value me, and I do have better, higher worth than whatever they're showing me right now. Okay, it also says that your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. Exactly. So that's what I feel. There's this huge celebration happening, and I'm sorry for all the noise, but I really feel like it's pointing to this. It's a long celebration. It's going to be a big celebration because you really have come far, and it will really serve you to see that in yourself. 17, the Fates is the other card, covered in stars. How cute is that? It says, the essential meanings of the card are fate, karma, acceptance that there are things that you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. Okay, the Oracle's message says the Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So this really feels like, okay, so with that message that's coming through with the lawnmower, I really feel like you can't let outside things dictate to you what you do. I felt like doing this reading today, and a part of me was like, oh, are people going to be annoyed that there's that noise in the background? But I felt so called to it that I'm just going to trust it anyway and not let it deter me. In fact, use it and incorporate the chaos that is around me to find my way, because sometimes with life you can't control it. It's uncontrollable. You have to find a way to be flexible with it, and that's what I'm really feeling. Do you notice I just acknowledged that sign and I maybe got to the truth and understanding of that sign, and now it is, well, it's stopped. Let's see. Okay. There are things in life that you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose that you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose that you can't see that has been determined by the fates. This really feels like the outside, the universe intervening into your life to create this temporary situation in your life for you to learn through. And it really feels like some awakening was thrust upon you. It could be a situation that you are unprepared for, and that you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment, but it will. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity that you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So this feels like blooming energy. Like you're coming into bloom, you're coming into some beautiful bloom in your life. And I don't know why, but I'm just grabbing these and I'm going to see what comes out. Just to see if it goes with this message. Whoop. That one. Improving health. Look at that. Improving health. Is there another one, Spirit? Yep. Oh, okay, let's read those. So you got improving health, and there's something better. No, they started up again. Okay, so with the something better card that's come out, heaven has something wonderful in mind for you. However, it's not the same thing that you have planned. Ask yourself what you would rather have. The very thing that you're asking for, or something that would make you much happier and more fulfilled. Sometimes the divine has joys in store for us that we could never imagine on our own. So open your mind and your heart to the possibility that you deserve even more than what you're asking for. Trust your angels to guide you in new and exciting directions. So that's really about, look, like that is really talking about a journey that is starting up for you. And it's a journey that's going to feel so much better than anything you've ever felt. You just have to trust it and go with it and give it a go and realize that life is, the whole point of life is pleasure, joy, fun. You know, don't be too hard on yourself. And just try this new thing and see where it goes. 41 for improving health. So this one says, the angels want you to know that the health of the person that you ask about is going to improve. So this could be about yourself even. You can request the assistance of Archangel Raphael. Okay. Before the reading today, I felt the presence of Archangel Raphael. He has been close. He has been close lately. Super, super close. So definitely reach out to him. If you're resonating with this message and with my energy, then you'll resonate a lot with Raphael, Archangel Raphael. His color is green and he's all about healing. You can request the assistance of Archangel Raphael and your guardian angels to speed along the recovery. This card may also be urging you to make more healthy choices in your life. If you're feeling called to detox from harmful foods or substances, you should follow that guidance. Removing unhealthy practices from your life will make you feel more vibrant and strong. So look, this really just feels like something that you're also going to be receiving from removing these. I don't know how long the picture went out for, but I've got it all on audio, so we're good. I still got it. Yeah, there's something definitely improving in your life around your health, and it's coming from these natural choices, these natural things that you have removed from your life. It's helping you find an energetic health. You're actually taking more care of your energy as another aspect of health for you. So it's beautiful. It's really amazing what's happening in your life. There, I feel a lot of old things leaving, but there's a gift, there's a big gift coming in. So that's all I'm feeling for you today. Yeah, that is the end of today's message. That's all I feel. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I really hope this helps. And I am always sending you love. And be sure to always check out the description, because some messages also still come through when I write the description. So maybe there's a little bit more in there for you. But feel free to comment as well, anything down below that you want to share, maybe that resonated with you within this reading today. I'd love to hear about it. So I love you so much, and I'll speak to you soon. Sending you endless love. Mwah. Mwah.